Okay, in this brief demonstration, we're going to show you the integration between Salto wireless solutions and the Salto lock solutions and ACM. Um, I've already configured my Salto system, so let's go in and take a look at the software and how that gets configured in ACM and what that looks like. And then I'll give you a live demonstration of credentials being presented to locks in a moment. So first and foremost, you have to come over to external systems and you're going to set up your Salto integration. That's relatively simple. You point it to where your Salto system is running, the port number, valid login and password, and mark it installed and update. And that'll install Salto. Salto then will show up in ACM as a panel. So you can see I have a Salto server here. And as I go in, it's going to go in and grab this information for me, and I can sync my doors and I can sync my tokens. So I'll go ahead and sync doors, and you'll see it says doors updated was 2, zones updated was 1, and then I can also update my tokens and initiate a download from there. It's really relatively simple. There's really not a whole lot to do here, but once you sync your doors, they will show up in ACM over here in the doors section. Right, so you can see I have a Neo cylinder and an XS4 Mini. My Neo cylinder is in need of getting an update, which I'll do later, but for now they are both online and communicating with my system. So bear in mind that the Neo cylinder is an offline lock, so there's really not much you can do with it here. We do install it, and you'll see later on how the offline locks work and how they communicate and send information into ACM as far as local grants and so forth. So, but on the XS4 Mini, you can unlock that door if you want. You can lock it down if you want. So there's basic door functionality that you would expect to see here. Also integrated as part of the Salto integration, and I'm just going to pick. I'll pick a random identity here. So I'll grab Mr. Neely. And one of the things that we've integrated is the provisioning of the tokens for Salto. So if I go in here and change the default to Salto, and then I can leave, if I'm not doing a mobile credential, so I'm going to leave that to none. I'll check audit openings, enable revalidation, market never expire. And that's pretty much it. So once I do that and get that set, I'm going to go ahead and hit save. It's going to bring me back here. It's provisioned a token, and now I have to assign that token to a key. All you have to do is hit assign key. It's going to find your encoder, and then you're going to set the credential on the encoder and hit next. Key command set successfully, and now I have a valid credential to hand to a person. So it's pretty simple to provision a credential. We'll do the same thing, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add another token. I'm just going to make this up. It's not going to be a real phone number here, but in this case, I want to issue a Salto Justin mobile credential. And what's needed here is the phone number for the person that you have to put in there, because that's how it's going to send the credential to the phone. Now, the person on the other end will have to download the credential or the mobile app for Justin Mobile in order to receive this credential. So I'll go ahead and hit save. It's going to produce the credential for me. So I'll go ahead and click on the credential here, and I can assign that key, and it'll send the key out to the mobile device where it resides. So let's take a look at how ACM interacts live with the Salto locks. Okay, so let's take a look at the couple of locks that I have here in my environment for demo purposes. So this is the Salto Neo cylinder lock. It is an offline lock, so any credentials that get presented to it, they will not show up in ACM, as I'm going to demonstrate here. So I'll go ahead and take my credential. I'll present it to the offline lock. It gave me a grant. Obviously, nothing showed up in ACM because it's offline. So I'm going to do a couple of these on this Neo cylinder. And we'll do one more. Now, the other lock in my environment is the one on the stand, which is my XS4 Mini. This is a wireless lock that is an online wireless lock. So it's reporting to a hub. So any transactions that this gets or receives will automatically transmit to ACM. But I have about 4 stored transactions on this credential from the offline Neo cylinder. So when I present it to the online, it's going to extract those grants and log them in ACM along with the grant from the XS4 Mini. So let's take a look. Go ahead and open the door. And now you can see in ACM, all of my grants came in at once. I got the XS4 Mini because it was online, and it pulled the existing ones off of my credential for the offline Neo cylinder and reported them into ACM as well. But here's something really interesting. So we have the offline lock, and with the Justin Mobile credential, it can take this offline lock and essentially give real-time events as far as local grants into ACM via the mobile device. So here's my mobile device. I'm going to go ahead and press the credential. I'm going to present it to the offline lock, and I got an access granted. And in a second here, you'll see the Neo cylinder just showed up in ACM with an access grant. I didn't have to go to an online reader in order to get that transaction to come through. So that's a quick demonstration of the Salto integration with ACM. And it's pretty simple and easy to use.